It's been a busy few weeks since the start of the year. Definitely not the slow season anymore. And that's great. I'm very grateful for having work to do because that keeps me in contact with people, at least personally. And so it makes my life less lonely. uh, yeah, we're grateful for, oh man, so many things. So many things come to mind. This past week we were teaching a seminar at Langola Uzima, the church in my neighborhood, where Steve is an assistant pastor. That's gone really well. It's really gone well, and I'm grateful for that. The Sunday before, we were at a church in Tarime, and people were listening to what we were saying, and they were understanding. This is an amazing thing. We were talking about the importance of creativity and the arts, and ways that they can use what they have to glorify God where they are right now. And so these are just uh, this is just the start of the kinds of trips that we want to do in this region this year, in Tarime and in other places that we where we get opportunities, so that people can be empowered in their creativity. Yeah, this is what we're doing. It's good. It was in our plan, and it's moving forward, and I'm grateful for it. Please keep praying for us as we encounter different opportunities and as we go places. Transportation and all of these other things. We'd appreciate your continued prayers for that kind of stuff, and also for our families while we're not there. Kind of related to that is some of the projects that I'm working on for Inspire Arts Alliance, especially the ones in West Africa. I'm grateful for the progress I'm seeing on those, but I'd also really appreciate your prayers, especially for this one in March that's coming up really quickly. It's kind of back to back with another one in April, which is fine. But the one in March, it's not settled yet, and we need to buy plane tickets so that they're not more expensive than we can afford. For one person from East Africa to go there for a week, it's about $2,500. So accommodation, food, airfare, all of that included. That's just the cost of living while you're there. So I'd appreciate your prayers for that project and all the other projects that we're working on, because they're expensive. They are, which brings me to something else that's been really in my mind and in my heart. Is our budget, is the money we need to move forward with the things that God has told us to do this year. I'm not anywhere near my projected budget, so that in addition to some other information I have, I'm going to put together a new budget based on what we're actually planning on doing this year. A lot of what I gave you last year was like projected things we were thinking about. Now that Steve's here and we've had lots of good conversations, I have a more solid idea about what those are going to be. So I'm going to rework our budget considering that, also his costs and my costs of living, so we can think about some kind of salary for us. With all the stuff that we hope to do, we really don't have time to find extra work to get paid. It'd be really great if we were being paid for what we do, because right now we're not. So please pray about those things. I really appreciate that, because I know God is listening and he will provide in the right time. Also, involved in that too is our some ideas we have about construction for his house, but also for this studio that's related, because we think we're going to put it on his land, and also around his land, around his plot is what we call it in English, I guess. There are a couple of other places that are free and they're open, but they're owned by other people. And so please pray about those spaces. Pray about those spaces so that we can see if they're places where God wants us to somehow acquire and do things on them. We'd appreciate your prayers. In that way, just saying hi to my landlord right there. A couple other things I'm grateful for is Victor started last week. The Vibrant Communities Through the Arts course online. I'm grateful to be facilitating that with two other people who are very skilled in what they do. And please keep praying for the participants and all the technology and like all that other kind of stuff that's going on. Yeah, keep praying for that. It goes until February 17th. And finally, I want to, as I look at my list, I want to thank God for my mom. She had a medical procedure last week that I was really praying about. It went well. She's in pain and recovering, but we're hoping that this thing will make her quality of life better. And so if you want any more details on any of the stuff I'm talking about, just send me an email. And we really appreciate your prayers for us. Thank you.